So first of all, hello to everyone in this wonderful community, and thank you so much, Bucky, for inviting me to be part of this evening. And I've really enjoyed hearing about you set out your sense of purpose, everything like that, learn about you. It's interesting, isn't it? I didn't realise that. I know that we have quite a lot in common, particularly our mindset and our passion for health and wellness, especially as we enter, well, I'm kind of well into midlife, as you're going to hear, but also that we have the fact that we were both personal shoppers. There you go. Image consultants, done that. Loved every minute of it. And also, we're both Formula One and...
oh my God, don't get me started.
Absolutely. Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he's also such a fantastic guy in terms of mindset, isn't he? And what he does. I love him to bits. So a little bit about and thank you as well to Feroz. Always love learning more from somebody that's more technical. I'm going to put my hand up here and say that I'm not a technical expert, but I am a person that loves giving something a go and seeing if it works for me, and done that most of my life. I won't go back too far, I'll be here all day, but my career kind of started out, I was a dancer, professional ballet dancer for a brief spell, but my passion really has always been about helping people and education, and I ended up teaching dance and drama, and absolutely loved teaching, thought I was going to do it forever, but there you go, I got married, as you do, and in those days it was very much, we are going back a long way. I think we've been married 37 years. If you say it quickly, it's not so bad. But anyway, so in those days you kind of followed your husband around, and I found myself doing that, and I had a bit of a midlife crisis at the age of about 26, ending up in a Lake District where there weren't any teaching jobs in dance and drama. I could go and teach rock climbing, but that was beyond my realms. So I kind of fell into the world of adult training and selling adult training. And that's where I came across actually image consultancy from being an exhibition. Long story short, that led me into a career in NLP, personal coaching, then facilitating teams, and setting up a company with my husband, which we ran for about 20 plus years. Then I had a phone call from the company Arbonne to do a training at their first conference in the UK. They'd been in the UK for about a year or so. And it was just one of those things. Of course, I said yes to the contract, ended up with them, and ended up listening to somebody in the audience. Now, at this moment in time, I thought that really my life was okay. But that person asked a question that I was listening to after I'd done my bit of training, and she said, you know, if you carry on doing what you're doing now, what sort of life will you have in 5 years' time? And will you be happy with that life in 5 years' time? And I started to reflect, and I was 49 at the time. And my son Dan was 10. It had taken me a long time to conceive, and he was a very precious son. And you know, if anybody comes on, would you mind muting if you're not mute? I can hear somebody in the background. Anyway, I'll carry on, but if you, brilliant. And so let me get a train of thought out. Where was it? Yeah. Took me a while to conceive, so very precious son. And I was thinking, how much do I see of my son now? And we were working so hard, my husband and I, to keep everything that we thought we needed going. We were like hamsters on the wheel, keeping it all. And I had a great fear of, well, what the heck do I do in order to get off? I had no solution. And then I was listening to this lady speak, and I just thought, well, do you know what? This sounds like it's something I could do. And I was really drawn, first of all, to the flexibility of doing something that I could run at home from home, because I was spending most of my life commuting or setting up training rooms or on planes. It sounds glamorous. It wasn't. And I was just missing those key moments. I don't know whether that resonates with any of you. And so I just decided to take the road less travelled. Bear in mind, I was perimenopausal at the time. But I just thought, I was about to hit 50. I need to do something different. And I'd had enough, really, of that rat race. And so Dan, I just wanted to be present for him. I wanted to see him in his school plays, not watch films of him. And I wanted to be present at his sports teams and things like that. So really, it was just an answer for me. And actually, when I started to step away from our other business, I began to realise just how stressed I'd been. It's very often the case, isn't it? I don't know about you, but I can remember working flat out and then we take a holiday. And very often I'd be ill on that holiday because it was just everything stopped and it kind of just overwhelmed you. And it was only when I stepped away from being on that hamster wheel, I thought, oh my goodness me, I was actually stressed. Now, I love working with people. I will always want to work with people. I'm never going to retire because life's too short. And so I just wanted something where I could be involved and help people. And once I did become involved more and more, I realised actually that Arbonne was just a place and a community of positive, like-minded people, and that it was actually a personal development company cleverly disguised as a health and wellness company with products. And I learned more in the last 11 years that I've been with Arbonne than I ever did in my life up to that point. So I also know that this company has impacted other people's lives, and I'm very proud to know that Feroz is a colleague of mine now within Arbonne, and as is Bucky, so that's absolutely fab. And what it really does, I believe, like Bucky's beautiful company, is also enable me and other people to live on purpose. So here's a little bit of background about Arbonne that I hope helps you to understand just how special it is. So the company was started 40 years ago by this amazing visionary, Peter Mork, and he just wanted to create products in a community where people could flourish. And, above all, he wanted a brand that would be kind. Isn't it funny that Bucky asked us to come up with a statement? I am, beginning with the letter of our name, and mine's Karyl, beginning with a K, and one of the things that came straight to mind was I am kind. And so Peter wanted a brand that would be kind to people, kind to animals, kind to the planet, and a place where people could really earn through growing a business regardless of their background or experience. And bear in mind that many of those concepts were just unheard of 40 years ago. So he was really way ahead of his time. Sustainability is becoming more and more important to our planet. And I'm so proud that we are one of very few certified B corporations. And that means that we have business and use business as a force for good. We put people and the planet right alongside profit. We are one of only 3,000 companies to achieve this certification. You have to jump through a lot of hoops, answer a lot of questions. You're really investigated to the nth degree. And, we're very proud of our certification. Another company that I'm sure you'll all have heard of who have this certification is Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream. So there we go. Now, as a company, we don't just want to be the best company in the world, we're striving for that, but we also want to be the best company for the world. And as you can see, we're very into recycling, and by 2030, we have a mission to be 100% recyclable. Consumer demand for wellness is around us everywhere, isn't it? And we've always been a leader in the global wellness market, providing safe and healthy products. We also want to empower people to be the best that they can be. And these are products that deliver results and support healthy lifestyle, which you've heard already how important that is. But it's a healthy lifestyle, not just for you, but that can also impact your family. And I'm very, very into what comes next. You know, we're only custodians of the planet. We're only touching this planet for a short amount of time. So the legacy we leave, and that starts with our close, nearest and dearest, with our family. And so I'm really passionate about educating people in the impact that we have, yes, in what we consume, what we put on our skin, but also the way in which we interact with each other, and the way we interact within our families. So positive mindset is one of the greatest gifts and benefits that I've had from being part of our Arbonne community. Global wellness is booming. You know, people want to look good and they want to feel younger and stay healthy. I certainly did. I was a person that was so lazy, as in terms of myself. As Bucky said, you know, I'd never looked after myself. I looked after the business. I looked after my son, husband, my mum and dad. You know, I'd moved my mum and dad in with us to take care of them because they were in their 80s. I was the last person on the agenda. And, you know, if you mentioned moisturizer to me, I just used to put anything on that came to hand. You know, and I wasn't a person that looked at ingredients. And it was only when that was brought to my attention by Arbonne that I just started to realize, oh my goodness me, Karyl, it's about time you did become interested in this, because it's going to be important, not just for me, but also, you know, my friends that were around about the same age as myself as well. And let's face it, nobody gets up, looks in the mirror in the morning and says, yay, I wish I looked older, do we? You know, we never want to say to ourselves, as we look in that mirror, I wish I felt more lousy. You know, we want to be full of energy, we want to have focus, and we want to have joy and a spring in our step every day. And there we go, you know, weight management. Somebody asked about weight management. Well, this is scary, isn't it? That global obesity has more than doubled since 1975. Very scary. And the impact that's had on the youth of our countries, you know, we need to really pay attention. And 84% of the world population is experiencing stress. Well, this is not good enough. You know, we need to really give these things a focus and of attention. We need to make these things more of a priority. And consumers, I know, are looking more and more for clean and safe products. So our approach goes very much, is very much in line with Bucky's philosophy. You know, we are about mind, body, skin, and our brand philosophy just does embrace that connection. You know, we are a whole person. We function as that, and you know, we believe on focusing really in on the whole person from the inside out. And above all, we want to be transparent. Again, you know, I could never align myself with any company that wasn't authentic. And, you know, I think authenticity, particularly as you get older, seems to become a value that is more and more important. That's certainly, I think it's always been the case, but perhaps as I've got older, it's become more and more important. So aligning with transparency is dear to my heart. And PETA's original vision of being kind just continues, and we challenge ourselves continually. So we formulate using plant-based ingredients only. We always have, we always will. We are free from harmful ingredients and have over 2,000 ingredients that we will not allow in our products, and many other companies allow them. We collaborate with leading experts in integrative health. We have a scientific advisory board of top health professionals that guide us. And we run clinical trials to prove our effectiveness. And those are by third-party external folk. And we also have third-party valid certification. So you can see that we're vegan certified, cruelty-free certified, formulated without gluten. And there are other certifications that we have, a halal certified. So very important to us that we can be a safe haven for people, that Arvon has done all the work for us, and we can just trust that they have the best products for us and for our health. So we have over 450 products taking care of the mind, body and skin, and they are for the entire family. So from baby products up to what we call healthy aging or aging well. And we also have, as you can see, we have nutrition, skincare, makeup and body care. And I'm just going to touch on two of my favourites. And bear in mind that we become personal shoppers, actually. It's interesting that Bucky's being a personal shopper, but we become, when we're an Arbonne consultant, we're an ambassador for the brand, and we become a personal consultant shopper, helping you with any questions that you may have. So again, if you want to know more, then Bucky and Feroz as well would be delighted to help you on a one-to-one basis, because as they've already said, you know, our health and our needs and our wants and the problems and challenges we may have are all quite personal. I'm a huge fan of 30 Days to Healthy Living, and it's just the most enlightening, for me is the word I would use, in terms of how much energy I could get if I just was a little bit more focused on the diet the food that I took into my body. And one of the things that I learned was that we're not actually what we eat, we're more what we absorb. So nutrition is so important because our food has changed over the years. You know, in my granny's day, when she was a child, an orange would have been an orange full of nutrition. But the oranges that we have in our stores these days have been through largely so many processes that you would need to probably eat about 8 oranges to get the goodness that my granny ate when she was a child, just eating one. So it kind of puts things into perspective. And so this 30 Days to Healthy Living is suitable for anybody just to start a reset button. There is a package of products that goes along with it that have all been measured, that Arbonne have done all the work for you, and you can there's a support group as well that goes along this with a health coach that will see you through every single day of those 30 days. And I could guarantee that for everybody that they will notice the differences. Now, those differences can be different for everybody, but most of us notice a difference, certainly in our thinking capacity and our energy, and we also notice a difference in our bodies. And so to me, that's like what I call a double whammy. You know, I'm not a fan of diets because that isn't education. Our 30 Days to Healthy Living is more about education, helping you choose the right foods for you than anything else. And it also will educate you forever. And that to me is important. You want to be able to teach somebody with something that's going to be sustainable and help them carry on. The other thing that I love is our advanced skincare range, RE9. And that is because as you get older, you do need to have hydration. And RE9 is a brilliant form of hydration. We even do an extra moisturizer, and I absolutely love the stuff. I mean, everybody has favorites, but I suppose in this range it is that moisturizer and also the serum. Oh my goodness me. When I look in the mirror in the morning, put my serum on, I say thank you to it, because it does actually reduce fine lines. It just makes you look so much better. And so it's also full of vitamins, because we need vitamins on our skin as well. So that's full of vitamins A, C, and E. And remember that anything you put on your body is going to be absorbed into your bloodstream. That's why people have patches to help them, don't they, with giving up smoking, even contraceptive patches. You know, it isn't because it sits on the skin, it's because it goes into you, and you get ibuprofen patches, don't you, to help you with aches and pains. So anything we put on our skin, we should actually be prepared to eat. So this is, when I heard this, it made so much sense to me in terms of ingredients, and that I needed to pay more attention.